Arcadian Vanguard presents the Wrestling News in your daily wrestling newscast for Saturday, December 21st, 2024. Good morning, I'm Mike Sempervive. We begin today with WWE Smackdown broadcast last night on USA Network featuring matches taped on December 13th at the XL Center in Hartford, Connecticut. In the main event, Bianca Belair and her new tag team championship partner Naomi retained the title against Candice LeRae and WWE Women's Champion Nia Jax.
And Naomi with a big knee driving Candice back to the corner. Foot-legged moonsault. Cover. Naomi pulls her away. She retains with Bianca.
Here are your winners, and still the WWE Women's Tag Team Champions, Naomi and Bianca Belair.
What an effort tonight by Naomi and Bianca. Naomi proving her worth tonight as they retain the tag team titles, and everything that could go wrong did go wrong for Nia Jax and Candice LeRae.
Another Kevin Owens promo from inside his car was aired, ending with Owens brawling with WWE Champion Cody Rhodes. The Bloodline trio of Solo Sikoa, Tama Tonga, and Jacob Fatu beat LA Knight, Apollo Crews, and Andrade. Prior to the match, the Bloodline was confronted by Drew McIntyre, who was jumped by Jimmy Uso.
Now wait a minute! Wait, it's Jimmy Uso! Jimmy Uso with a crutch! Uso with his crutch to McIntyre! Sending McIntyre into the timekeeper's area! Payback by Uso for last week! And McIntyre retreats!
Braun Strowman was the guest on the Grayson Waller effect and was confronted by Carmelo Hayes, leading to a rematch from last week, which Hayes won. Also on the show, Johnny Gargano beat Alex Shelley. Earlier on Friday, a post on WWE's website revealed that SmackDown would be expanding to a 3-hour show beginning on January 3rd, 2025. AEW presented the Holiday Bash edition of Rampage last night on TNT, featuring matches taped on Wednesday in Washington, D.C. In the main event, Brody King beat Commander in a Continental Classic Gold League match, bringing his tournament total to 6 points so far. In other results, Willow Nightingale defeated Harley Cameron, Action Andretti and Leo Rush beat Goldie and Miles Hawkins, and Brian Cage and Konosuke Takeshita went over Mark Davis and Powerhouse Hobbs in the opener. Ring of Honor presented the 23rd annual edition of Final Battle last night live on pay-per-view from the Hammerstein Ballroom in New York City. In the main event, Athena made her 25th successful defense of the ROH World Women's title, turning back the challenge of Billy Starks in 25 minutes and 25 seconds and extending her record-setting title reign to 742 days. Chris Jericho retained the ROH World Heavyweight title with a win over Matt Cardona with some illegal assists from Big Bill and Brian Keith in 18 minutes and 28 seconds. Jericho, Keith, and Bill then ganged up on Cardona until Bandito made the save.
Don't look at that, right to the eyes.
Yes. Ricky, oh, that's nasty, man.
What? Bandito! For the Ring of Honor champion, the most wanted! The most wanted! It's Bandito! To the top! Bandito! Shotgun jump kick!
Nigel McGuinness made a surprise return to competition to challenge Lee Moriarty for the ROH Pure title, but came up short, losing by submission in 17 minutes and 5 seconds. In the night's-only title change, Commander won the ROH World Television title, emerging victorious from a survival of the fittest match with Mark Davis, Willie Mack, A.R. Fox, Blake Christian, and previous champion Brian Cage.
Blake Christian has been eliminated. The winner of Survival of the Fittest is new Ring of Honor World Television Champion, Commander.
Just last year, this amazing luchador fell a millisecond short of becoming the Ring of Honor World Television Champion. This year with the heart of a lion, interjecting himself as an injury substitution in the Continental Classic, running through that gauntlet, running through this gauntlet tonight. Commander has earned the title of Ring of Honor World Television Champion.
Dustin Rhodes and Sammy Guevara successfully defended the ROH World Tag Team title against the Righteous in a double bull rope match. In another title match, Red Velvet retained the ROH Women's Television title, seeming to turn heel as she pinned Layla Hirsch after hitting her with a foreign object. In other results, Black Machismo Jay Lethal beat QT Marshall, Katsuyori Shibata defeated Tommy Billington, and Atlantis Jr. topped Mansoor in the opener. And in some unfortunate news, yesterday marked the passing at the age of 69 of Miguel Angel Lopez Diaz, better known as the original Rey Mysterio and the uncle of the present-day Rey Mysterio. With a career that spanned more than 30 years, Diaz, who was often known as Rey Mysterio Sr. to avoid confusion with his nephew, spent much of his career on the independent circuit in Mexico, although he was a significant presence in Lucha Libre AAA while it was getting off the ground in the mid-1990s. He began wrestling in 1976 after first attempting a career in boxing, spending some of his early years wrestling in the Mexican UWA and Mexican WWA, where he held the light heavyweight title. Later in 1995, he would team with his nephew to hold the WWA Tag Team title. American fans may also recall Mysterio Sr. from Starrcade 90, on which he teamed with a young Conan as part of the Pat O'Connor Memorial Tag Team Tournament. He retired from full-time competition in 2009, but was known to occasionally step back in the ring in recent years, with his most recent match taking place in April of last year. Mysterio Sr. was also a trainer, opening a gym in 1987 with Negro Casas and Super Astro. Among his early trainees, in addition to his nephew and Conan, were Psychosis, Halloween, Damien 666, Cassandro, and the Warlord. In addition to being uncle to Rey Mysterio Jr. and great-uncle to Dominic Mysterio, Rey Sr. was the father of El Hijo del Rey Mysterio and brother of Super Astro. Once again, Rey Mysterio Sr. has passed away at the age of 69. And before we leave you today, we'd like to remind you that however you consume your content, you can find the wrestling news 24 hours a day and 7 days a week across social media. On Twitter, follow us at Wrestling News AV. Our Facebook page is also Wrestling News AV. The Wrestling News can also be found on the Arcadian Vanguard YouTube page. And for those who utilize Amazon Echo devices, just tell Alexa to play the Wrestling News podcast. And remember to make sure you add podcast at the end. Once again, for daily updates, breaking news, and more, follow the Wrestling News across social media. And that's the news for today. If anything happens, we will be here to tell you about it. No clickbait, no paywall, just the Wrestling News. The Wrestling News is a division of Arcadian Vanguard, and the Wrestling Newscast is a production of the Arcadian Vanguard Podcast Network.